Hey everybody, this is Rose from OWOX, a team of professionals who believe in making better marketing decisions based on business-ready data. I want to welcome you guys on today's webinar. I hope you are doing well. Just to make sure you guys can see me and my screen here, please type into the chat whether you can see me and hear me. Plus or yes, it will be enough. I'll wait a little bit. Feedback from you guys. Yeah. Cool. Cool. Thanks a lot for your feedback. So before we begin, let me know what you guys are doing. Please tell me whether you are a marketer or data analyst or you are an advertising professional. Just type into this chat DA if you're data analyst, DM if you're digital marketer, and so on. It will help me to understand you guys better. I'll wait a little bit for your response. DM, yeah, thanks, Marina. Tanya, Melo, DM, cool. So marketers are here. Yeah, I appreciate your feedback. So this is gonna be cool, all right? Also, one small detail. Please block everything that is distracting you from the next hour, and I promise you, I'm gonna give you guys valuable knowledge that you can use to add non-Google ad costs to your GA4, and I promise I'll make it worth your time. We're gonna be running fast and covering a lot of really cool things today, so I hope it won't be boring for you. Thank you for attending this live training, because today we are gonna talk about how to automatically import non-Google advertising cost data to Google Analytics 4. Let's go. So, in case you've never heard to me and our company before, here's a quick one-slide, 1-minute introduction of who we are. My name is Rose, and I am the Senior Product Manager here at OWOX. We help companies from e-commerce, retail, fintech, and SaaS industries to close the loop between the marketing and the revenue. In OWOX, we truly believe that every decision maker has to deal with data freely. Neither software nor analyst should be a bottleneck. Over the last 5 years, we have provided over 2,000 companies from 50+ countries across 23 different industries with all-in-one marketing analytics platform to make fully informed, data-driven decisions. Our track record of success is the reason why international brands like SEMrush came to us for help with their data analytics. Over the last 7+ years, thousands of businesses used our solution for importing their non-Google advertising costs to Google Analytics Universal. I believe you guys already know that sunset of Google Analytics Universal on July the 1st this summer. So, guys, I'm gonna be honest. I'm super excited to show you the exact solution we've developed to automate the non-Google ad cost input into Google Analytics 4. So, with that being said, here is what we will be covering on this webinar today. I'll show you why do you need to import non-Google advertising cost to GA4? Why is UTM ID becoming crucial these days? What are the ways to actually import ad cost to GA4? Also, we consider tips and tricks about using SFTP server. And finally, I'll show you the way how you can automate the whole process of extracting your cost data from advertising platforms, preparing the CSV file in GA4 accessible format, and merging data between different data sources, and finally uploading them into GA4. Also, for each of you who will stay with us until the end of this session, we give a great, valuable bonus without any marketing, buzzwords. I promise you. So let's go. Why do you need to import non-Google advertising costs into Google Analytics 4? Let's get into the hype and ask our virtual genius. Yeah, I'm talking about ChatGPT. The answer is pretty expected, but let's make sure we are on the same page here. So we want to import non-Google cost to GA4 to be able to analyze all your marketing efforts in one place. Why? To make better decisions that lead our business to higher profit and to be frank, feel better and smarter. And we don't want to do any monkey job on a daily basis to get this done. Let's break the ice. Before we dive deep into the topic, please help me learn more about you and your background. So, have you ever used any tools to import costs into Google Analytics Universal automatically? If so, which ones have you used? Please type your response into the chat. Yes or no, or the name of the tool. It will help us to understand your experience better. I will wait a little bit. OWOX, okay. So you are already our customer. It's great. Manual as well. Cool. Yeah, gotcha. I really appreciate all your answers. Never for today. Own software, sometimes manually. Cool. Thank you, Richard. Yeah, so as far as I see, some of our today's attendees have some experience with importing costs into the Google Analytics Universal. Track ad. Okay. Let's move on. Just to make sure we are on the same page, let's have a close look at our ultimate goal. We want to be able to see this report in GA4 interface. So this is why we want to do all this stuff, importing non-Google costs into GA4, because we don't have it in GA4 at the moment. And to access the insightful metrics that Google has calculated based on both the current data it already has and imported data. And you can see it on the slide, and returned on non-Google ad spend. This is what we actually want to get as a calculated metric. Also, we want to be able to build our own custom reports using the amazing flexible constructor in exploration section in GA4. It's pretty flexible and customizable. I think you already tried it. Okay. So after synchronizing our watches, why is UTM-ID becoming crucial these days? First, let's start with something very, very basic and figure out how it works in Google Analytics Universal, which is pretty familiar for all of us. Here is kind of simplified explanation. Imagine all data in GA Universal as a flat table with some behavioral data regarding your users. This table helps us understand where your users are coming from and how many users visit your platform. But you also want to know how much it costs for you to attract these users, what the ROI is, and so on. GA doesn't know anything about this data, so you need to import it separately. In order to join these different kinds of data, you need a key. UTM, source medium campaign, plus date is the surrogate key that allows blending the data in the right way. In this example, you can see that only matching values are joining. This is how it works in good old GA Universal. What has changed in GA4? There is, kind of small change that leads to a huge impact. Campaign ID has become a required field while importing cost data into GA4. This is a screenshot from the official GA4 documentation. You can see at the slides at the moment. You ask, okay, what's the problem? Even if you have a lot of data from your users in this period of time, here is what you can see in GA4 interface if there was no UTM-ID set for your campaigns. You can check it in your own in the non-Google cost section by choosing session campaign ID as a dimension for the report, actually. And the result will be the same as on this slide. So you can check it after our webinar. Okay, I bet those of you who have already tried importing data to GA4 on your own have already faced this issue. In this case, you get an error, invalid empty value detected on raw campaign ID. A non-empty value must be set. Here is how it looks like in GA4 interface when you're attempting to import data manually, for example. You may fill campaign ID in the CSV file with some, kind of random value, and you will get through this error. However, you get 0% match rate. This means you won't get any non-Google campaign appearing in GA4. Why? Because nothing has been matched. Yeah, I see a question, Elena, about add content in GA4. We'll cover it later. It's a great question, actually. This is one more thing which is different from GA Universal. I believe we cover it in next slides. Cool. Remember, I have shown you how that works in GA Universal. So, well, in some basic simplified way, this is how it looks like in GA4. So you have the behavioral data inside GA4 and cost data outside GA4. We are talking about non-Google cost data in this webinar, actually. Pay your attention. Only matching data from the first row is joining the data. And notice that campaign ID, which is UTM ID, actually, must not be empty and also should match the data in CSV file. Yeah. We strongly recommend you right now start adding UTM ID in all your paid campaigns. This ensures availability of this data in GA4, which is required for importing cost data. As a very universal approach, we recommend setting the campaign name to campaign ID, just duplication, yes. Why? Because we are 100% sure how to retrieve this data from the ad platform's APIs. Cool. So what have we found out? To blend the data outside GA4 with the data inside GA4, we need a key for matching. And this key is different from how that works in all GA universal. UTM-ID is the missing gear, which enables matching non-Google Ads data outside GA4 with behavioral data, which is already inside your GA4. So in this visualization, you can get the main idea why UTM-ID becoming crucial these days with using GA4. Okay. Once again, to give you an idea of what you face in the GA4 interface, this is how it looks like without adding UTM-ID. It seems there is no data, although, in fact, there is data if you select another dimension. So you can choose, you can check it on your own. And this is how it looks like when you add UTM-ID, data appears in your reports. And here is what we get in GA4 data import as a result if we added UTM-ID to our tracking in ad platforms before. 100% match rate. This is success. In this case, we'll see all the data in our reports in GA4. All right. So before we move on, let me ask you one more question. Please type into the chat whether you have already tried importing cost into GA4 manually. Just type yes or no. It gives me more idea about your experience. Yes, no. So as far as I see, 50-50. Some of you guys already tried to import data manually. Have you succeeded with importing data manually? I mean, have you seen any numbers in your reports in GA4? It's a question for those of you who have already tried to make it manually. No. Yeah. No. Thanks, Tanya. Okay. Cool. So let's move on. Yes, after adding UTM-ID. Yeah, Richard. So you got the point. So now let's discuss what are the ways to actually import at cost to GA4. But wait a minute. How does the at cost data import to GA4 actually work? Now it's a great moment to dive deep into the data import functionality and figure this out. I believe many of you who have already noticed the data import section in GA4 admin panel have tried the import. And there are two options. Number one, you can manually upload a CSV file. And number two, semi-automatic upload via SFTP server. We are not going to be really focusing here on the manual way. It's quite simple, and we've already discussed the main trick for manual import. I'm talking about the UTM-ID, which is campaign ID, which is the missing gear to gain the higher than 0% match rate. The main challenge with manual import is that every time you need a report, you should spend 30+ minutes to do so. Every single time. Whoa. It's so sad. So first things first. Let's focus on our basic task we should handle. It's pretty much actually common for both ways, manual and automatic upload. when it comes to preparing a CSV file, here is the list of things to handle. First, download the template from the official GA4 documentation. I think it's pretty easy for all of you guys. Then find that different ad data in different platforms, such as Facebook ads, Bing ads, Twitter ads, LinkedIn ads, Criteo, and so on. Gather all the data in one place, and please note that all data sets have different structure and different data types. And also figure out how to clean the data, make deduplication, all this stuff. In other words, transform all the data into one data structure that fits for your requirements. Well, this is how this CSV file looks like. Sounds frustrating a little bit, doesn't it? Yeah, I see some questions in chat, so let me read it. Yeah, what was the reason Google added this parameter UTM-ID to UTM? Yeah, there is an answer that UTM-ID exists in UTM for years. It's true. So what was changed? UTM-ID became required field for importing data. This is the main thing. What has changed? Okay, let me cover a few more points on data preparation when creating a CSV file. You should prepare the data for not more than 90 days. You should not use keyword or at content level data. There was a question, I guess, in our chat before about this topic. So at the moment, technically, it's impossible to import cost into the Google Analytics 4 on the keyword or at content level, just to campaign level. This is kind of physical restriction from Google side at the moment. Okay, move on. All the costs should be in one currency, the same currency as in your GA4 property. No empty fields, no cost from Google services. This is really crazy. Okay, before we move on to the SFTP server way, please type into the chat whether you have already tried to deploy your own SFTP server or not, in order to automate the whole process. Yeah, it will be great if you write some of your answers, response to the chat. So let's make this our training today more interactive. I will be really appreciate for this. Yeah, so about creating a SFTP server. No. Evgen, Marina, Tanya, no. Okay. Svetlana, thanks. I appreciate all your answers. Great. Let's talk about the SFTP. Don't be afraid of this word. Secure File Transfer Protocol, or SFTP. This is a network protocol that provides file access and file transfer over any reliable data stream. This is kind of definition from Wikipedia. It's pretty old technology. It's pretty old, but kind of reliable technology that came to us from 1990s. Now let's consider setting up a GA4 data import from the SFTP server. So let's discuss all this automatic way to import data. First, you might be asking yourself, where the hell do I get it from? I mean, the SFTP server. Well, we will not cover this process of creating your own SFTP server in this training today. There is a bunch of great, very detailed articles that you can find on the web. Also, we provide some useful links in the article in our blog. So, yeah, Now we'll share to the chat this link in our blog to the article where you can see some examples of creating a SFTP server. There are some links that leads to detailed articles about creating the SFTP server. Instead, I want you to cover a more important topic. Why managing your own SFTP server for importing non-Google costs to GA4 may not be the best option for you. Number one, lack of technical expertise. Number two, lack of time and resource investment. And number three, the hidden total cost of ownership, or TCO. I want to cover the last point in more detail. When evaluating the decision to set up a self-managed SFTP server, it's essential to assess the total cost of ownership. The initial cost of establishing your own SFTP server on some public cloud providers like Google Cloud, AWS, and Azure may seem a low investment. Actually, potentially it could be less than $50 per month. But it's critical to recognize the hidden expenses associated with ongoing maintenance. The real hidden cost of running self-managed SFTP server are time and efforts required from the IT team to manage, monitor, and kind of troubleshoot your SFTP server. Just think about this. The great news is that with OWOX BI, you don't actually need to deal with all that stuff around the SFTP server. We'll set up it automatically and manage it for you with the highest level of security and performance. So all you need to do in GA4 interface is just copy paste the username and the URL we provide. Don't worry, a little later I will tell you in more detail where to get it. Number two, choose the convenient schedule in GA4 interface for you. Then you'll need to make sure that mapping is okay. Actually, you just need to tick the checkboxes here because we already prepared the data structure you need. It takes like 10 seconds or so it's very fast and easy. And the last step in GA4, it provides you with a public key, which you should copy paste into OWOX BI tool. Then click Done. Further, GA4 visits the server via SFTP protocol on a schedule. At this moment, a CSV file with all the data is already created by OWOX BI. Hooray! Here you can see the successful result, 100% match rate. Starting from here, you don't need to invest any of your valuable time to manage or monitor this stuff. OWOX BI automatically does the job for you on a daily basis. All you need to do is just checking the reports in GA4, seeking for data insights, and earn money for your business by making right decision based on data. Henceforward, not just on your intuition. Looks awesome and pretty simple, right? Yes, it does. But to be frank, I've missed some pieces from the puzzle to give you the end picture. And I haven't shown you how the process of setting it up in OWOX BI actually looks like. So how can you automate the whole process of importing costs to GA4? Let's investigate this stuff and consider some basic requirements. What do you need to do to set up all the stuff in OWOX BI? First things first, great mood. It's kind of required thing. Let's grab a cup of tea or coffee and play the good music. It's a half of success, actually. Also, you'll need to have the access to your ad accounts in different platforms like Facebook, Bing, and so on. It's pretty obvious, I think. You'll also need to have the access to your Google Analytics property with editor or higher role. Well, now you need a Google BigQuery project. If you don't have it yet, it takes about kind of 10 minutes to create it. It's not complicated, believe me. And the last but not least, you'll need an OWOX BI project created. That takes up to 1 minute to create. So let's take a look at the steps you need to take in OWOX BI to set up the whole solution. There are 3 very basic milestones that we need to succeed. So I want to give you guys kind of a big helicopter view, a big overview of the whole solution. So there are, as I said, 3 very basic steps. First, collect all the data in one place. Our pipelines will get this job done. Then transform the data into the needed format. As we discussed, GA4 has some specific required format. Our transformation will get this job done. And make transformed data available via SFTP protocol as a CSV file. And also our pipeline will get this job done. Next, all you have to do is just analyze all your non-Google campaigns in a single place in GA4 interface. I see some questions in chat. Yeah, so GBQ needs to be created only. Google BigQuery is kind of required part of our solution. Does OWOX BI support import from Snapchat ads? Yes, we have some pipelines which allow to retrieve data from Snapchat. Cool. Thank you for your questions. Let's move on. First, to set up the pipeline for collecting data into the Google BigQuery, as we discussed later, you need to choose the data source. Then follow a couple of simple steps to finish setting up the pipeline. It's actually so easy to set up and well tested by thousands of our clients in the past year. So I don't want to spend your time to show the whole process of creating the pipeline. I'm pretty sure it will take a few minutes to cover it. Instead, let's have a look at the workspace. In my case, I've already set up 5 pipelines from Facebook ads, including Instagram ads, LinkedIn ads, Twitter ads, Bing ads, and Criteo. Cool. Now we have the pipelines that do this, routine job of data collection. By the way, our pipelines also refresh the historical data for the last 21 days. It's a necessary feature that ensures the most accurate and reliable data, even if the data was changed in the data source. For instance, the platforms like Facebook ads quite often change the historical data because they exclude bot traffic, they calculate some prices and so on. So their real spend for past days changing. So our functionality do the job to refresh all this data. Cool. It's a showtime for the magic. At this point, we need to set up a data transformation. We know how painful and time-consuming it could be to code, using SQL to ensure transforming data from the raw format we get from the ad platforms to predefined structure required by GA4. Even if you have the needed expertise and experience, believe me or not, it's not easy. To make your life easier, we have simplified that process. So all you need to do is just to set up data transformation using our pre-built template. Simply choose the template, choose ad platforms you set up in pipelines, set the path to the tables with source data, set the trigger, save. That's it. As simple as that. All hard work cleaning, understanding, the nature of all the data, writing complex SQL queries with joins, unions, etc. is already done in this template. As you can see on this slide, SQL code is already set. It's compatible with all data collected via our pipelines. Once you set it all up, OWOX will do their job diligently. In your BigQuery, there will be the table compatible with GA4 data import requirements. Also, there will be a table with blended and span, fresh data about all your costs in one structure. It allows you in the future, if you want, to build advanced reports in BigQuery and visualize them where you want. Looker Studio, Data Studio, for example. It's an excellent free tool. By the way, data is not leaving the BigQuery project you own while processing. So you have the highest level of security for all your data. OWOX BI doesn't store any data that you own. Cool. And the last but not least, set up the pipeline that delivers the data from Google BigQuery table we created with transformation to SFTP server. And remember, it's automatically deployed and is managed by OWOX. This is the SFTP server that Google Analytics 4 will, visit repeatedly in order to schedule your set and pick up a fresh CSV file. So you need to choose BigQuery as a data source at the first step and choose Google Analytics 4 via SFTP as the data destination. This is a screenshot from OWOX BI, our internal tool. Then you need to copy-paste the data provided into GA4 and pass the mapping fields. As you remember, I showed you how it looks like in GA4. And now you see the reverse side of the medal, how it looks like in OWOX BI. It takes no longer than 1 minute, I guess, to pass it through. So it's pretty easy. And once everything is done, just click activate. Hooray! We have done this. Nothing is difficult, is it? Then we'll take care of everything. You don't need to do anything manually anymore. So no monkey job. OWOX BI will do the job for you. And at this point, there is one more cool thing I wanna share with you guys. It's called the workspace. It's very convenient visual tool that allow you to get a helicopter view and be aware of all the data processing you have. This is how it looks like. You see, I believe you see a GIF at the slide at the moment. By the way, could you write to the chat, do you actually see my GIFs on my slides? So it's moving at the moment. Plus or yes, just to be sure you see all these things. Yep. Yeah, cool. Cool. Thank you. I appreciate your answers. Okay, thank you. Now let me highlight the key advantages of using exactly OWOX BI for automated data import to GA4. First, alignability of the solution pieces. So no vendor lock. For example, Google will make a native integration that will allow you to load cost in GA4 simply from the DBQ table, maybe somewhere in the future. So anyway, you still need to collect the data and bring it to a required structure. So you can use only this part of our solution and not use our pipeline from BigQuery to SFTP server. Next, let's consider incredible customization possibility for your business. Yes, I know OWOX BI is the out-of-the-box, is the best out-of-the-box solution. At the same time, you can always implement the changes and customize the data import and transformation based on your specific business needs. As follows, it's not a black box for your business. It's easy to make changes, taking into account the specifics of your business. So we know from our experience in past years that every business, has their specific logic in some ways. So you can customize if you need. Also, you can add additional costs from Google Sheets. If for any reason you're using the specific for your domain data source that is not available in OWOX BI at the moment, you can always add this missing part with data import from Google Sheets. So you will fill some rows in Google Sheets manually in the end, you will show this data in GA4. Same cost data and accuracy. Here, I just want to emphasize some things about accuracy. OWOX BI processes dynamic parameters from Facebook and Bing, for example, checking existing UTM tags in your campaigns for the possible errors. Furthermore, it can even expand the short links in the URL. Also, there is ability, like you can download the data from the ad services for the last 2 months and evaluate your past campaigns. I mentioned about data refreshing before. And the icing of the cake, manage the whole data flow in analytics-friendly workspace, which I have showed you before. With OWOX BI, you can control all this data processing and transformation in one convenient web interface. Ooh. This moment has arrived. I'm so grateful to you folks for being with us all this session. As I promised at the beginning of our today's training, here is a bonus for all of you guys without any marketing buzzwords. Free pipeline from Google BigQuery to Google Analytics 4 via SFTP for 12 months. Totally for free. 1 year of free data pipeline from BigQuery to GA4. As we discussed earlier, this is a significant part of the solution. You don't need to actually pay for deployment and managing of the SFTP server and all that stuff. If you already have all of your data collected in your Google BigQuery project, and you have time and skills on how to transform all that data into the GA4 import required structure on a regular basis, you can use it for free. Isn't that wild? Yeah, thanks for your feedback. Okay, so what is the next step for you? We would like you to invite you to take advantage of our 7 days free trial. So just go at bi.owox.com. During 7 days, you'll be able to extract all the data from ad services such as Facebook, Bing, Twitter, seamlessly collect the data in BigQuery, play around, with our easy-to-use template for blended ad spend for GA4, which I have shown you before, and import all of their non-Google advertising data into your GA4 via SFTP. Just go to bi.owox.com, click Sign Up with Google button, and you'll be on your way to collecting the ads data into GA4. After the 7-day free trial, you'll still have the pipeline from the BigQuery to GA4 via SFTP, fully available and working for the next 12 months completely for free, as I promised at the beginning of our webinar. Isn't it cool? And once again, a kind reminder, if you want to import costs into GA4, no matter either a manual or automatic way, it's required to add UTM-ID to all your paid campaigns. So please do it right now. Also, here is an article in our blog, so you can find more details about this. I totally recommend you read it. It's necessary thing. Yeah, I think you can already see the link to this article in our chat in YouTube. If you need help with data collection and transformation, feel free to delegate this job to OWOX BI. As you can see on the screen, you can apply to speak us at owox.com/demo, and here is how it works. Schedule a call with one of our experts. On this call, you'll get an overview, of the OWOX BI solutions to empower better business decisions. You'll get a complex and clear analytics, workflow to achieve higher ROI and lower ad spend with accurate reporting and insights. And like I said, it's not for everybody, and it will require a time and money investment from your side. So after the demo, you'll receive a customized solution to reach your business goal. So just go to owox.com/demo and apply by booking a call with our experienced data experts from our team. Please make sure you show up on your call so that we know you are serious. Listen, I know there are a lot of moving parts involved in orchestrating your data inside the organization, but I can tell you this: your competitors are not waiting for you. They are learning and applying the data management tools, and they are going after your potential clients. And you need to figure out the perfect way which is fitable exactly for you to organizing the data in your company. So go owox.com/demo and schedule a call with one of our best data experts right now. Whew. Again, thanks a lot for being with me all this presentation. It was awesome, I think. I want to share with you some useful links. The first one is the link to comprehensive step-by-step guide on how to set up the whole solution we have discussed in this training today. Now I'm happy to answer your questions if you have. So let's have a look at the chat. So is OWOX a free tool? Yes, we have a free pipeline for 1 year. So if you have already collected data, you can use it for free. How do I know if data in GBQ works for import? I'm not sure I got this question, but after importing data in GA4, actually it appears very fast in GA4 reports. So if the data was matched, I mean the data from the CSV file was matched to the data from GA4, after the import, you'll see the results in your report in a few moments. Okay, so thanks for this free pipeline. What will be the price after 1 year? How it will be calculated? So it will be a basic price as any of our other pipelines. So you can see the pricing page at the moment. So I believe that the price for this pipeline will not be higher than the price for any other pipelines. it also depends. I can't say you the exact number because it also depends of your subscription. Did I understand correctly that it's necessary to add UTM-ID to the markup in order to have the technical possibility to import calls into GA4 in the future? Yes, again, it's a cool question. Exactly, you got it right. So if you want to import calls to GA4, you now need to add UTM-ID to the markup. It doesn't matter. You will import the data via CSV file manually, via OWOX BI, our fully automated solution, or using other tools in the future. Adding UTM-ID is the key, as I said before, for joining all that data in one. Okay. It was very helpful. Thanks. Cool. Very great question. So if you have any other questions about the solution that we discussed, please feel free to contact me on LinkedIn or email. Maybe for those of you who will see the recording of this webinar in later days. So please feel free to contact me and our team, book a demo. Okay, take care and have a wonderful, great day. Bye-bye.